Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I don't know if I'll just be driving a stick shift in this video or if I'll be doing other things, or if I'll even be uploading this video. Depends on how it goes. How to drive a stick shift. Not sure what lesson number this is. I'll have to figure it out after making it. But in order to start any manual vehicle, it's in gear right now. Whether it's in gear or in neutral like it is now, you have to push the clutch pedal in to start it. Clutch pedal's in. I'm going to put it in neutral before I let off the clutch pedal. Parking brakes down, reverse, first, second, first gear, take off, second, third, fourth, fifth. Anytime I want to shift gears or put it in neutral, I need to push the clutch pedal into the bite point. What I mean by that is the point in which I hit a bump. That's what that sound was. I was concerned that it may have popped my tire. Anytime, what I mean by the bite point is right now I'm pushing slightly on the clutch. It's not going in. Bite point goes in. I have said this before in my previous videos, and I will say it again in this one. This vehicle is a 2.3 liter, 4-cylinder, 5-speed, and 0 to 10 miles an hour is first gear, 10 to 20 is second gear, 20 to 30 is third gear, 30 to 40 is fourth gear, anything above 40 miles an hour is fifth gear. I have driven in vehicles where it was a 5-speed, but by the time I was already up to 40, by the time I was up to 40 miles an hour, I was already in fifth gear because it was a smaller engine. It was a 1.9 liter engine. I've also been in a vehicle that was a stick shift, that was a 5-speed, but it was a V8. The gears, you could go a little bit faster in that one. You can also skip gears in a manual vehicle. I don't do that very often. It depends on the situation. When you learn how to drive a stick shift, you can skip gears. I would not recommend doing that regularly because you have however many gears are in your manual vehicle, you have that many for a reason. Use them. Just like I've seen people on YouTube that don't use the clutch pedal to shift because they're like, oh, if you do it just right, you know how to do it, you don't have to use the clutch pedal to shift. Yes, I've seen that, but I do not do it and I will not do it, even for a YouTube video. You have a clutch pedal and however many gears, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever, for a reason. And I have covered this before, but I found out recently that it's actually it's because he has a smaller engine in his car. A friend of mine has a vehicle that is a 6-speed. Now, I thought he only used his 6th gear for the interstate. Turns out that's not true. His engine is a 2.0 liter, so it's a 2-liter engine. So it's actually smaller than this one. So he told me, he said, I actually am in 6th gear by the time I'm at like 55 miles an hour. So he uses his 6th gear outside of the interstate. But when he's on the interstate, he obviously goes up to 6th gear. It just all depends. That's why I said earlier that I had a 1.9 liter vehicle that was a 5-speed. And by the time I was at 40 miles an hour, I was already in 5th gear. I couldn't shift any higher though. It's like right now, I'm on the interstate and I'm doing 5th gear. I'm in 5th gear because I can't shift any higher, and the speed limit on the interstate is usually between 55 and 70 mile an hour. Depending where you're at. Where I'm at right now, I believe the speed limit is 70 mile an hour. I could be wrong. This video might be a little bit longer than normal because I'm driving back home from a whole other county. Normally when I start these videos, I'm in the town I live in, Shelbyville. I'm in Shelbyville when I start these videos, and the videos are at most like 20. The longest video I think I made on how to drive a stick shift was like 40-some minutes long, but that was me staying in Shelbyville, starting in Shelbyville and staying in Shelbyville, just taking, drives to the outskirts and showing people how to do certain things. This video will probably be a little bit longer because I'm starting from a whole other county. And I do apologize, but for several minutes you're not going to see me shift at all because I'm on the interstate. I'm going to try to, either tomorrow or Wednesday, I'm going to try and go back to do some range content and high-speed guns. I don't know if that'll happen or not. It all depends. But I would like to take this opportunity while I have some time to say thank you, because last Saturday evening I was at 2,441 subscribers. Now I'm at 2,554 subscribers last time I looked. And my channel is consistently growing, and I'm extremely grateful for that. I said that in my most recent shout out video where I thanked 2,500 subscribers. That was while I was driving my car. That was I decided to do a little bit different than normally. I'm at home in my apartment making the video in a chair. This time I decided to make it a little bit different. I decided to do the video while I was driving. But my camera is on the camera holder, so I'm not distracted. I am some, obviously, because I'm talking to a camera, but you know what I mean. I wasn't distracted heavily to where it was affecting my driving. So I'm extremely grateful that my YouTube channel is growing the way it's growing. It's growing consistently, and as always, I'm going to keep posting as consistently as I can. That's one reason why I'm doing this video, is I've decided to make another video. I actually went to a doctor's appointment. That's why I'm driving from a whole other county, a whole other city for the start of this video. Went to a doctor's appointment. Nothing's wrong. I was just going for a regular checkup. You know, I do that because it's a good idea to just, you know, visit the doctor semi-annually or whatever you want to call it. Nothing happens, nothing comes up, I go to the doctor every 6 months. Get close to my exit, which means I'll be most likely going in neutral or shifting down. When it comes to downshifting, though, I've covered this in previous videos. This car, I don't like to be doing any faster than 55 miles an hour when I shift into fourth gear, or fifth gear to fourth gear, and I don't like to be doing any faster than 45 miles an hour to downshift into third gear, 25 miles an hour or 35 miles an hour to downshift into second gear, and go faster than about 20 to 25 downshift into first. I don't downshift into first. I have for videos, but I don't downshift into first regularly at all. Most I downshift is from fifth gear to fourth gear to third gear, and maybe second gear. It just all depends on the situation. I don't downshift into first gear, but I have done that for videos. Slowing down until I hit 55 miles an hour. Fourth gear, vehicle slows down by itself. 45, third gear, continues to slow down by itself when I hit the brake. 35, second gear. Now I'm going to shift back up into third though because I got a green light. But in the turn, I'm going to be shifting into second gear. Third, neutral, because I got a red light and traffic is backed up just enough where I don't feel comfortable downshifting. Depends on the situation. I do prefer to downshift. However, there's multiple ways you can slow down and or stop in a manual vehicle. First and most common is to put the vehicle in neutral, which is what I just did, and then hit the brake. Second way, and a little bit more advanced in my opinion, is to simultaneously hit the brake and the clutch. A different way of doing that is to hit the clutch and then push the brake. But the most advanced, in my opinion, is to downshift. It is my preferred method, even though I feel like it's the most advanced. Even though it's my preferred method, though, thinking around about it, I don't use it as often as I just put the vehicle in neutral and hit the brake. Do it whenever I can, but even though it is my preferred method, it's the most advanced in my opinion. Like I said, it depends on the situation. If it's something to take into consideration, to be courteous to other drivers, I don't downshift as often as I like, because if you downshift in a manual vehicle, you're not hitting the brake, which means the person behind you, if they're right behind you, they won't see brake lights. They may not realize you're slowing down. And I don't want to risk being rear-ended and getting into a wreck. So, you know, I'm always trying to be courteous to the person behind me, especially if there's a long line of people behind me. I don't downshift. Some people might feel differently about it. That's how I feel about it, though. I could have skipped gears back there, but I was in the middle of explaining something. So that's why I'm probably not going to skip gears for a little bit, if at all, in this video. Like I said, just because this video is long doesn't mean I'm going to cover everything that I've covered in previous videos. This series is in the in terms of lessons, I've done like 30 something of these videos, 30 some videos of how to drive a stick shift. Some of them have gotten a good amount of views, some of them have gotten hardly any views, but I'm going to continue the series because my YouTube channel's primary source, the primary reason I made the YouTube channel is to have fun with it. I do really want to get monetized someday, monetized to the point where I'm no longer, where I can be a full-time YouTuber, but that day never comes. I'm still having a blast doing this. That's why no matter how many views a series might get or a video might get, I'm going to still try to continue it. The only thing I didn't continue doing was there was a small YouTube short series that I was doing every day where I was seeing how many people could read lips. I don't even know if those videos are still on my channel. They should be, but I'm not entirely sure. They were just YouTube shorts. I only did it for like 3 days, and then they weren't getting as many views as I would have liked, so I stopped them. As it is, I already make a broad range of content. I don't really need to add in another type of series. I mean, I do Blue River Air Park. I do how to drive a stick shift. I do range videos. I do how to clean firearms. I do animal videos quite a bit. That's actually my primary source of content is animal videos. But I just do a slew of different content. But like I said, primary reason I made my channel was to have fun, and that's fun to me, is making a broad range of content. If I'm able to get big enough on YouTube to where I can narrow down my content, then that's great. But until then, I'm just gonna have fun doing what I've been doing. If you watch to this point in the video, I will say cruise control on this type of vehicle, even though it's manual, works exactly the same as an automatic. If I were to hit cruise control right now, it would work the same. I would be able to just, here, let me. See, my feet are not on the accelerator, clutch, or brake, and I'm in cruise control, 55 mile an hour. Just because it's a manual doesn't mean cruise control doesn't work the exact same way. That's something I have yet to cover in any of these videos. But I was just thinking about it. I was like, there's something I have not covered, and I'm trying to remember what it was. And I was like, oh yeah. Part of the reason I haven't covered it is because most of the time I'm not driving a long distance. I'm just driving, back and forth to a different location in these videos. This time though, I started in a whole other county. So I had the opportunity to do cruise control. Okay, fine. I didn't consider this. I could have turned back there where I was at, the old familiar road that I've been down for these videos before. I could have turned there and showed you guys how to skip gears, but didn't consider it, didn't think about it. It is what it is. Like I said, I've done all the stuff I'm doing with the exception of doing the cruise control in this video. Everything I'm doing in this video I've done in previous videos along with other things. So that's one reason I'm just, whenever I do these videos, I just do what I can, what I have time for, what I may have the opportunity to do. Outside of that, I'm just making videos. If you have any questions on how to do certain things, like the first time I ever made a how to drive a stick shift video, I didn't just post it to YouTube. I also posted it to a different platform that I'm not going to mention, but I on that platform, I got somebody commenting, I downshifted to slow down in that video, and because I didn't show people that you could also hit the brake, put it in neutral and hit the brake, somebody got on there and said, I want to know if you have to downshift in order to slow down in a manual vehicle. And I got on there and I responded with, no, that's just how I slowed down in that video. The first time I ever drove a stick shift for a video, it was only like 3 minutes long, somewhere around there. It was like 3.5 minutes long or something like that. I can't even remember. It's been so long ago now. But that's why I started deciding. That's when I decided I was going to not only continue the series, but also try to do as much as I possibly could in these videos. But as I've gotten higher in the number of videos in this series, I'm just like, you know what, I'm going to make a video, I'm going to do what I can in it, and just upload it. I don't assume any of my videos are going to get any views whatsoever. If they do, they do. They don't, they don't. If they go viral, great. If they, don't get any views whatsoever, okay. I'm getting close to my 1600th video, and I think I have an idea of what I'm going to do for that, but you're going to have to wait till I get there. If you see this video, you're going to have to wait till I get there in order to see what I'm planning. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a lot of fun though, the idea I have for that video. And honestly, any milestone video, whether it's going to be most likely I'm going to keep making content, and I'm going to probably get to, 16, 17, 18, 19, 2,000 videos, whatever. I'm going to keep making videos no matter how many subscribers I get, because I'm just having fun with it. However, like I said, my primary reason of doing YouTube is to have fun. If I can get monetized, if I can get to the point where I'm monetized and making enough money through that particular avenue to where I'm able to pour thousands to maybe even millions of dollars into my content, that's great. If that ever happens, it never happens. I'm still having fun with it. And that's why I keep uploading. That's why I keep trying to, come up with new ideas. Well, not necessarily new ideas, but just kind of trying to keep posting consistently and do things that I've done before, but do it in a different way. Now, with this still being in cruise control, I do not know what would happen if I did not turn cruise control off before shifting, downshifting for that matter. Do not know what would happen. I'm assuming cruise control would be turned off, but I'm not going to risk messing the vehicle up just to see what would happen. So, sorry, but I'm not going to find out what happens if you take a manual vehicle out of gear while in cruise control. Probably, I'm guessing like sometime like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, I posted a really long video. It wasn't long, it was like 20 some minutes, I think. And in that video, I actually did show people how to drive a stick shift. I don't remember what number lesson that was, but I also did went out to Werewolf Hollow, went out to the Electric Bridge. I did some. I think I may have added a few animal videos in there, and I edited everything together and uploaded it. That particular part, the part where I was driving a stick shift, I didn't consider that part of this series. I just considered that part of that video. And that video itself only got like 3 views, I think. Hold on. Now I'm going to turn off cruise control, downshift. Now I'm simultaneously, I put the vehicle in neutral. And I'm hitting the brake. First, second, fourth, fifth. Something I have done for YouTube videos and these videos as well, I have taken off from second gear. Just to show how it's not easy. I mean, okay, it is easy, but it's not exactly ideal to do every single time you take off. Some people have a disagreement about that. Some people say, well, you have to shift so soon into second gear, you might as well just take off from second gear. Yes, okay, but that's their opinion. You have a first gear for a reason. And also, the reason I showed you how to skip gears there is I went from second to fourth was because when I skip gears, I have gone from first to third to fifth, and I've taken off from second gear, shifted directly into fourth gear. I don't do that regularly. I don't take off from second gear, and I don't go from first to third to fifth when I skip gears. The 2 ways I skip gears, I've covered this many times, is I go from first to second to fourth to fifth, or first to second to third to fifth. Those are the only 2 ways I skip gears, if I skip gears at all, because as I said before, you have however many gears are in your manual vehicle or stick shift vehicle for a reason. Use them. I don't skip gears very often. I do it occasionally, but not often. And I downshift some, but not nearly as much as I prefer. When I park, whether I'm at a flat surface or an upward angle, when I park, I will put the parking brake up and put it in first gear if I'm in those 2 positions. If I'm facing downhill, I put the parking brake up and put it in reverse, put the vehicle in reverse. I do not use the transmission as a kickstand. I know people that do. I do not. I have done it to try it. I have not done it for a YouTube video, I don't believe, but I have done it to try it. I won't recommend it, and I don't do it regularly. First, second, third. That's the size I'm going to get because the speed limit in this area is 30 miles an hour, I do believe. I will say, and the broad range of content out of the out of the broad range of content that I make, my favorite type of content to make, interestingly enough, is videos with other YouTubers, videos with people that have YouTube channels of their own. I enjoy doing content with other people. That's my favorite. I don't do that as nearly as much as the other videos, but it's still my favorite. I know that sounds weird because a lot of my content is animal YouTube shorts with animals, how to drive a stick shift. And, I enjoy the range videos. I try to do those once a week. My favorite though is videos with other people that have YouTube channels. I have not covered this yet, but I'm going to cover it now. I'm going to talk about my preference and then how other people do it. A lot of people say that in order to take off in a manual vehicle, you push the clutch pedal in, put it in first gear, and then slowly let off the clutch pedal. Depends on how you're sitting. If you are at a downward angle, you're going to need to give a little bit of gas. If you're on a flat surface, yes, you can take off if you let off the clutch pedal slowly. Me personally, though, if I'm at a angle like this, I give it some gas and let off the clutch pedal. If I'm on a flat surface, I give it a little bit of gas and let off the clutch pedal. If I'm at a downward angle, then I will just let off the clutch pedal. However, when I go into reverse, I do not give it any gas when I just slowly let off the clutch pedal. Some people believe you should do it, the same either way. Some people are like me, where they give it a little bit of gas and then slowly off the clutch pedal, and so on and so forth. That's my personal preference, though. When you learn how to drive a stick shift, you can drive your vehicle however you want. That's how I drive mine. Without further ado, parking brake up. Vehicle off. Clutch pedal in. First gear because I'm on a flat surface. And that's going to do it for this video. Thank you very, very much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to everyone very soon.